welcome back. This is lesson 3.5 journal. We're going to learn about absolute value. I will be able to identify the absolute value of any number as its distance from 0. I will be able to use absolute value to compare numbers in real life. Okay, vocabulary for this lesson. Positive numbers we know are above or to the right of 0 on the number line. Negative numbers are to the left or below 0 on the number line. We have one more though that we are going to add to our vocabulary sheet. So pull out page 40 again. Just one that we're going to fill out. Absolute value of a number is the distance a number is from 0. Important to note that it will always, underline, 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 always, it's always positive because distance cannot be negative. Okay, once you have that written, go back to the other page that we were on. And we're going to write it again because it's so important for you to remember it. The absolute value of any number will always be positive. Underline, underline, always positive. Because it is impossible to have a negative distance. I can't say it's negative 3 blocks to my house. It's 3 blocks to my house or it's 3 blocks from my house. But no matter what, I'm going to travel a positive distance of 3 blocks. Okay? The sign of a number is its location compared to 0. Absolute value is its distance from 0. So, location would be left or right. That's all negative tells us. But how far a number is from 0, it's always a positive value. So these lines right here are called absolute value lines, and I like to think of it as the positive place. You put any number in there and it's going to come out positive. How far is negative 22 from 0? It is 22 units away. That's all it means. So, how far is positive 3 from 0? Well, it's positive 3 units away from 0. How about this negative fraction? Negative 2/3 is how far from 0? It is 2/3 of a unit away from 0. Decimal doesn't matter. How far is this away from 0? It's 1 45 hundredths units away from 0. Notice, no matter what's inside, it comes out positive. I wish we had one of these in real life. I wish I had one in my classroom. Have somebody coming in with a negative attitude, I stick them in and they automatically come out positive. If I stick somebody with a positive attitude in there, they're still going to come out positive. 234 is still 234 units away from 0. Negative 4, 4 units away from 0. Every single one of these came out the positive value of itself. So, in this situation, what is the integer? And then what's its absolute value? So, where is its position compared to 0? Jolene withdrew $24 from her bank account. The integer would be negative 24 because we are going below 0 and taking out $24. But what would its absolute value be? It would be a positive 24. So, what does the absolute value represent in this situation? The absolute value represents how many units, so in this case, how many dollars Jolene is away from 0. she'll owe $24 back to the bank. Okay, Evan's home is 320 feet above sea level. So how would I represent that with an integer? Where's its location? Well, that would be a positive 320. So what is that absolute value? It's the positive value of how far it is from zero. So what does that mean? It means, so what does the absolute value represent in this situation? It represents that Evan's home is 320 feet away from sea level. Okay, understand the difference. One tells you where. This one tells me it's above zero. This tells me how far it is from zero. In her golf game, my integer would be -3. That's the position. Her score is 3 units below zero. Now what is that value? The absolute value is +3. What does it mean? What does the absolute value represent in this situation? It means that Erica's score is 3 units away from zero. Or in this case, par. In parentheses, I'm going to put 0 there. So what if Joe was playing and he was 3 units above par? Do you see how their absolute value would be the same? Erica would be below, but Joe would be above, but their distance would still be 3 away from par. All right, Bentley owes his brother $48 for a new bat. Owing money, that is a negative thing. Now, what's the absolute value? Well, that would be $48 away from zero. In this situation, what does that mean? It means that Bentley is $48 away from not owing any money, right? Or from having $0. Okay, the thermometer read 7 degrees below zero. That would be a -7. That's its position on the number line. So when you're looking at the thermometer, it's 7 degrees below zero. So what's the absolute value? That would be 7. So what does the absolute value represent in this situation? It means the temperature is 7 degrees away from zero. Now if it was +7 outside, then the temperature would still be 7 degrees away from zero. So which temperature is farther from zero? Neither one. One is in the negative direction, one is in the positive direction. But the absolute value, they have the same because they're both that same distance from zero. Okay, last one. Jeb deposited $200 is a good thing. You're putting money in your bank account, so this is a positive thing. What's its absolute value? It would be a positive $230. So, what does that mean? It represents that Jeb is $230 away from zero. Luckily, it's in the positive direction and not the negative direction. That's all there is to absolute value. It's one of the easiest concepts we will do, but one of the easiest to forget. Remember, it's how far away from 0. It's always positive. Okay, rate yourself on this concept. 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Take a picture and put it in your math journal. Or back in your math journal and put it on Google Classroom.